Hello, my name is Lou Carmellini, and I'm a strategic marketing advisor to the California Mobility Center. I'm here today talking with Mark Rawson, the Chief Operating Officer of the California Mobility Center, and Scott Ungerer, Founder and Managing Director of Enertech Capital, a founding partner of the California Mobility Center. Guys, it's good to have you here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Today, we're going to talk about a couple of things. One, we're going to talk about the ecosystem structure that makes up the California Mobility Center, consisting of members, clients, and preferred service providers. We're going to talk about what each of those stakeholders looks for at the California Mobility Center and what they bring to the California Mobility Center. And then after that, we're going to talk about how the California Mobility Center is really different than the other resources that are out there on the market. So Scott, I'm going to start with you. Can you talk about clients and their role at the California Mobility Center?
Absolutely. Clients are at the core of what the Mobility Center was built around. And the reason for that is at an increasing amount, innovation in the mobility sector is coming from early stage companies. And the companies that walk in as looking for help in their business journey to the CMC will most likely come in with either a specific part of their business that they need help with, or they will walk in the door and say, what can you do for me? In either case, we're prepared to provide the support that we believe they need to help create value inflection points along the pathway and get to ultimate scalable market deployment at a faster, more cost-efficient rate than they would otherwise.
What about members, Scott? What are they looking for at the California Mobility Center?
So what most of the members will bring to the table is a market presence and a market reputation. And in many ways, I'll say hold the keys to access to the ultimate marketplace. Most of the companies coming in as clients will sell to companies like what our members represent, the industry incumbents, as compared to the ultimate consumer. Not all, but most. So what do the members bring? Well, the members bring, having been in that seat before, they're looking for innovation that complements, their own product lines. They're looking at innovation that's liable to usurp things that they're doing. So there's offensive and defensive reasons to do that. But our ecosystem is also constructed in a way that they're going to have conversations with people from other industries that are as equally interested in the mobility sector as they are, but coming from very different vantage points and very different concerns. And we provide them an opportunity to actually talk to one another in a collaborative framework built around a consistent theme of increasing innovation and deployment for everybody in the industry, not specific companies, not just in this subsector, but across the industry. That's the way California is going to achieve its objectives, at least in our opinion.
Thanks, Scott. There's a lot of value there for clients and members. Mark, what about the third piece, preferred service providers? What's their role?
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about that earlier in one of our videos about, having very high touch, qualified service providers that are experts in commercialization services. Again, not replicating that, but basically creating that network of preferred service providers that can come down market and work with these early stage companies on a host of different commercialization related topics. Whether these companies need assistance with their understanding their business case or making sure that the application of their technology is targeted correctly for the marketplace, whether it's companies that need help with software or digital or hardware technology prototyping or manufacturing, or startups that need assistance with doing field deployment demonstrations, so testing and validating their products in the marketplace in partnership with our membership. Maybe it's companies that need assistance with understanding the regulatory requirements in the state of California. So we have service providers in our network that are experts at kind of understanding that regulatory landscape in the state, that different agencies, for example, that these companies need to get approvals from in order to enter their products into the marketplace. And then companies that need assistance with their strategy on their market entry. Maybe they need assistance with how they're going to approach industrialization or production planning of their product as they're now scaling into market entry. So we've pulled together a network of companies that provide these types of services, and we connect these clients coming into the CMC into this network of members and preferred service providers, and really provide them a very risk managed, comprehensive commercialization plan that we can help them execute on and get them to commercialization faster than if they had to go to multiple places to secure these types of high value commercialization services from multiple companies in the marketplace.
Good, I got it. So from a distance, it sounds like a lot of this enabling of early stage companies is similar to some of the other things that are in the market, like maybe accelerators or incubators. How is the CMC different?
So incubators and accelerators, they play a very important role in helping companies in the ideation and in working towards commercialization. But those programs, the way they're structured, they're very program driven. A lot of times they're grant funded. They're very formulaic in that the cohorts that go through those types of programs follow a very specific program, and at the end there's a demonstration day, and they talk about what they did for their project within the incubator as an example. But then what? The company is still left with this huge valley of death between where they're at as a graduate of an incubator and successful market entry. And that's really where the CMC steps in to provide assistance in crossing that valley of death. So, we're not a competitor to an incubator. We're the next part of their journey in their commercialization process. But the flip side of that is that, these commercialization services that we provide these clients, they need to be market resourced. And so that's a differentiator between us and an incubator. The early stage companies that come to the CMC, they're going to pay for these high value commercialization services. And that's one of the other things that the CMC provides as a value add to these companies. We have resources that we can help these clients with, whether it be identification of grant opportunities for public funding, if that's what makes sense for that client. We have companies in our preferred service provider network that are experts at identifying grants, developing grant strategies, writing grant proposals, and even helping those companies execute on those grants. We also have, through our relationship with Intertech Capital, the ability to connect companies to venture capital if they want to pursue debt or equity type of financing to support their commercialization activities. Through these three key parts of our ecosystem, clients, members, and preferred service providers, we really do provide kind of that single point of entry for these early stage companies that are trying to commercialize.
Yeah, getting them through that last mile of future mobility. Thanks, guys. That was a great discussion.